Okay. So you have your strap or whatever you're using as a strap today within reaching distance. And then you're just coming down to lie on your back. Your knees can be bent or they can be extended. Whatever feels good. You can set up pillows under your knees, under your head. But find a place where you can comfortably lie down. Support your body in whatever way it needs to be supported. If your knees are bent, I recommend taking your feet slightly wider than your hips so your knees can rest in on one another. And then adjust your body, wiggle it around. Move out any little wiggles that you need to move out so that you can find a comfortable space. And then close your eyes. And start to draw your awareness within. Starting to just notice the body resting here on the earth, letting the body come into this place of stillness. Kind of basking in this stillness. And then start to notice your breath. Start to feel the rise and fall of the belly. Do something else. From here, let your hands come to rest on your belly. So you're actually feeling that physical rise and fall of the belly. As the breath expands the body up into your hands. And the exhale softens your hands down into your belly. You just feel the power of the breath here. We're going to start to control the breath and come into a controlled Ujjayi breath. So taking a rather easy breath for now, start to feel that toning in the back of the throat so that you can start to hear your breath. As you breathe in and out through the nose, feeling that soft whisper sound. This breath is also called ocean breath. Makes the sound of a wave. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 6, hold for a count of 2, and out for a count of 6. So wherever you are in your breath count, exhale all of the air. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Inhale 1, 2, hearing the sound of your voice. 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, empty. Last one, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, full. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, empty. And then let your breath just return to your easy, normal rhythm of breath. No control, just feeling how it automatically knows when and how to breathe. Feel the effects of that controlled breath, the power of the breath. I'm feeling all that prana, that life force energy swirling around inside of you, surrounding you. Feeling all the sensations in your body. And then from here, relax the shoulders, relax the hands. Separate the knees. If the knees aren't bent, go ahead and bend them and set the feet up mat distance. Let the arms sweep away from your side body so you can windshield wiper the knees side to side. Good. From here, bring your knees back to neutral and hug them in towards your belly. Grab a hold of the knees with your hands and rock gently side to side. Massaging across that low back. And then take the knees in a little circle, massaging out that sacral area, feeling into the rim of the sacrum as you massage, as you roll out the knees. And then go ahead and take the knees in the other direction. And then bring the knees back to center and take them in opposite directions. Let them move away from each other and then back in. And then switch the direction. Good. And then come back to neutral. Set the feet back down so that they're just hip distance, feet on the floor. Go ahead and draw the right knee in. Slide your hand behind the right thigh and extend your leg up. Now, if your leg doesn't want to extend with your hands at the thigh, this is where you can use your strap. Otherwise, just hold the thigh, keep it pretty easy for now, and get into your foot. Flex and point the foot. Point and flex and point and flex. Circle out the ankle. Circle out the ankle and go the other direction. Land with your foot flexing and then cross the ankle over so you're in a figure 4. Press that right knee away from you. And then on the exhale, draw the left knee towards you and slide your hands behind the left thigh. So the right hand's going between the legs and the left hand's going around the outside of the left leg for them to come behind the thigh. And then on the exhale, hug the knee towards you, flex the foot, right foot, and send the right knee away from you. Breathe here into your outer hip. And then from here, rock a little side to side. Release the foot down. Extend your right leg back up to the ceiling, this time without your hands if possible. So just using the strength of your belly to hold that leg up and move the ankle around. And then set that right foot down. Extend your left leg up, holding behind the thigh. Flex and point your foot. And circle out the ankle. Go the other direction. And then land with that foot flexing, cross the ankle over the knee, find your figure 4, the foot flex, send your left knee away, and then go ahead and release your hands and slide them behind the right thigh now. Draw that right knee towards you, press the left knee away, make sure that left foot is flexing. Left arm or hand is going between the legs and the right hand's going around the outer right thigh. And then maybe rock a little side to side here. And as your mind wanders, just gently encouraging it to come back into the breath, to come back into noticing the sensations in your own body. And then from here, come back to neutral. Set your right foot back to the earth and extend your left leg back up to the sky. Again, this time without the use of your hands, if that's possible. And take some movement once again in your foot, circling the ankle, flexing the foot. And then set your left foot down. From here, tone your belly, navel towards the spine, back towards the earth, and then take the hands and interlace them behind the head and the neck. Take an inhale here, and on the exhale, curl your head and shoulders off the ground, and then drop the weight of the head back into your hands. And you're using your hands like a hammock to just support the weight of the skull, so your neck is not straining to lift here, but your belly is working to hold you up here. We're gonna hold here for 5. Keep pulling that low belly up and in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your head back down. Now, you can stay there, or we're going to bring the knees at 90 degrees. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Spread all 10 toes. Take another inhale. Pull the back towards the earth and the navel towards the spine. And then exhale, curl your head and shoulders up off the mat again. Pull the belly down. Relax the weight of the head back into the shoulders. Pull the belly and the ribs in to lift yourself up. We're holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your head and shoulders down. Now you can either have your feet on the floor, knees at 90 degrees, or extend the legs straight. And we're going to do that again. Take an inhale, press the low back down, press the belly down, and exhale, curl the head and shoulders up. And then let the weight of the head drop back into the hands. Press the belly down, squeeze the inner thighs together, and hold it up there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your head and shoulders. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock gently side to side. Beautiful. From here, keep the knees in tight. Take the arms out to the side and just gently drop the knees over to the left. Anchor the right shoulder down. And breathe here. And then inhale and unwind that. You can bring one knee up at a time. And then exhale and take it to the other side. Take the back of the left shoulder down. Roll the left ribs towards the earth. Spin the belly away. And then inhale and unwind. Sit your feet back to the earth. Grab your strap. Take your right ball of the foot into the strap. So now that you have your strap, you're going to try and get your leg as straight as you can get it. So as much space as you need in that strap, take it. Activate the quad in that right leg and start to draw that right leg towards you. And then as you do that, send your outer right hip away from you. So the tendency is as your leg comes in to hike your hip up. So we want to send your hip towards the bottom of your mat or towards your other foot as you draw the toes towards you. And you're going to hold and breathe here, just breathing into the back of the leg. Now you might keep this left foot on the floor or with the knee bent, or you might slide that left leg long, pressing the heel out and the toes back towards you. And then press your left thigh bone to the earth as if somebody were sitting on it. Now that might mean you need to let a little bit of tension or let a little bit of slack rather into that right leg or right strap. That's fine. Again, You're drawing that right leg towards you. The right hip is drawing away from you, and the left thigh bone's pressing down. Breathe here. Now, I should have said this sooner, but you might want a block or a pillow to set outside your right thigh. So we'll hold here for a few breaths. If you want to grab that, we're going to open our leg out to the right and over to the left in a twist. So if you want that additional support, go ahead and grab that now. You can also use your elbow as a kickstand, so that's how I'll demo it. We're going to take both ends of the strap into the right hand and set your left hand right where your hip and your thigh meet, as kind of a gentle reminder to anchor this down. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, slowly start to let this right leg open out to the right. Now, how high it is totally depends on you. So you have this strap to give you a little bit of leverage. Now, maybe that leg comes down so that your elbow can come on the floor and you can kickstand. This is how it would look. Maybe that leg can extend and the whole leg can land on the floor. Now, our tendency here is to let this left hip hike up. So we're going to roll your left hip back down, roll the left thigh back down, your left side of the waist, the left ribs, and the left shoulder. So that whole left side body stays anchored and the right side is opening up. Breathe into that right inner thigh. Keep sending your left heel away from you and your left toes towards you. Now, check in with that right wrist and right hand so that you're not transferring any tension into that wrist and fingers. A few more deep breaths here. From here, you're going to bend the knee to unwind and bring yourself back to center. Take both ends of the strap into the left hand now. Take your right thumb right into your right hip crease and manually now send that right hip away from your shoulder. And as you do that, let your right foot come to hover right above your left hip. So it's not all the way dropping, it's at a slight diagonal, and you should feel this down through that right side. Again, you're drawing that right hip towards the end of your mat. You can use the thumb or relax the arm out to the side, but you want that sensation. Right waist long, right hip away from the right shoulder, shoulder down. Then you might stay here, or maybe you let that leg continue to drop and you kickstand with your elbow, or maybe the foot ends up coming all the way to the floor. Try and roll that right shoulder down to the earth. This is where a block can be nice just to prop your foot on, or a pillow, or a book, or a water bottle, or whatever you have available to you. Continue to send your right hip away from your right shoulder. And try and send that fluid breath all the way across the spine and the belly and the hips, the shoulders and the chest, throughout the whole body. And then to come out of this, bend that knee, gently unwind, bring that leg straight up and release the strap. And then take any movement here in the foot, the ankle that feels appropriate, and then just set that foot down and then slide it long. Relax the arms, relax the eyes, and feel the two legs. Perhaps one leg feels heavier than the other. Perhaps one leg feels longer or looser. Just notice. And then go ahead and slide the eyes open, slide both feet back in so that the knees are bent and the feet are flat on the floor. Adjust your body so you're comfortable here, and then draw that left knee in this time and slide the strap around the ball of the left foot. Straighten that leg up as straight as it wants to go. Send the outer left hip away from your shoulder so you're long here in the waist. That left leg's drawing towards you. The left hip is drawing away from you. Good. Send the breath all the way through the back of the leg. Take both ends of the strap into the left hand. No, keep it here, sorry. Extend your right heel Toes towards you, heel away from you. Send the left hip away, draw the left leg towards you, breathe into the back of the leg. Relax the shoulders down. From here, send both ends of the strap into the left hand. Take the right hand where the thigh and the hip meet and slowly let that leg open to the left. Again, you can use a block or a pillow or your elbow, or let the leg come to the floor. And then re-roll your right thigh, hip, waist, ribs, and shoulder down. And breathe across this whole inner left leg. Top of the right. Come out of this, go ahead and gently bend the knee and bring the leg back up and re-straighten the leg. Take both ends of the strap into the right hand. Now left thumb can come into that left crease, hip crease to manually draw the left hip away and then maintain that energetically. Left arm can come out to the side or it can stay there. You're just gonna let the foot hover over the right hip. So again, it's like a small little diagonal, but it should feel like a big stretch in that IT band and the side of that left leg. Keep drawing the left hip away, breathing. Right leg is active. And then you can stay here or let that leg drop all the way across to the other side. Again, kickstand, pillow, or block, and then roll your shoulder down. And breathe here. From here, bend the knee to unwind. Release the strap, take any movement in that leg that feels good. You can just set the strap to the side for now. And then set the foot down. Extend the leg long. Release the arms and close the eyes and feel. And then from here, slide both legs in. Start to rock yourself side to side. And then we're gonna roll ourselves all the way over to one side and come up to seated. So finding just an easy cross-legged position, and if sitting on the floor cross-legged creates a really rounded spine, then you're gonna wanna sit on a pillow, a blanket, a block, whatever you have available to you to lift your hips so that your knees can ideally drop below your hips a little bit. So take a minute to grab an additional prop. Roll the shoulders back, sit up tall here. Close the eyes again and just feel your seat on the earth. Feel all that work we've done in our legs and in our belly. A moment here to set any intentions you want to set for today. And we're going to let the arms inhale and sweep them all the way up above the head until at the top of the inhale the palms touch. And as you exhale, draw the thumbs right down the center line until they come to rest right at the heart. Anjali Mudra. Bow the head for a moment. And then release the hands to the earth and walk the hands forward, coming into an easy forward fold here. Keep it gentle. A little stretch in that hip of the front leg or top leg. And then inhale and walk yourself up. Take the hands and press the walls away from you. Spread the fingers. Open up the palms of the hands and the webbing of the fingers, and then stretch just your pinky finger out and down. And then take the ring finger out and down, and it's coming to meet the pinky. All 10 fingers are still stretching apart. Middle fingers reaching out and down. Index fingers out and down. And then you're going to take your thumb, wrap it in all 4 fingers, and then take all the knuckles down and the wrists away from you. Shoulders are rolling out and down. Beautiful. From here, open up the hands again. Set your left fingertips to the floor. Flip your right palm up and inhale, reach up and over. Drop that left shoulder out of your ear. Tuck the left elbow in towards your hip, and you can move this arm wherever it needs to be so you have space for that. Reach out to your right arm. Take an inhale, lift your heart, and start to spin your ribs open. And then even drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Drop your left shoulder out of your left ear. Reach your right arm long. As you're reaching that right arm long, send your right sit bone down into the earth or pillow or block or whatever it's resting on. Now keep the left ear heavy. Reach the right arm straight up. Flip the palm so that now it's facing away from you, and lower that hand down right in line with your shoulder. You should start to feel a nice opening through the right side of the neck, maybe even down through the arm and fingertips and into the wrist. You're spreading your fingers, you're reaching them away. And then let your torso come upright, but keep the head heavy, keep the arm reaching so that your shoulders just come stacking now back over the hips. You still have that stretch in the neck. You're going to slowly lower that right arm, lower it, until it comes, fingertips right on the floor, just outside the hip. Take the right hand, help your head up. Close your eyes, relax the arms, and feel. Notice. Go ahead and open the eyes. Switch the cross of the legs. So the opposite leg's going to come in front or on top. From here, that right hand's coming outside the right hip. Roll the shoulder back and down. Bend the elbow in towards your hip, and inhale, take your left arm straight up. Good. Inhale, reach up through that left arm. Send that left hip down, and then reach up and over your ear. Now keep dropping that right shoulder out of your ear, tucking that right elbow in. And then go ahead and drop the right ear to the right shoulder and reach long through your left arm. Extend down to your left hip and knee and breathe into your ribs. Start to roll your ribs open, your heart open, and breathe here. And then with that right ear nice and heavy, extend that left arm straight out. Turn the palm to face away from you. Spread the fingers, reach out through the hand. With the right ear staying heavy, bring that arm right in line with the shoulder. Take a moment and breathe there. Feel into the left side of the neck. If you're washing the breath into the neck. And then let your torso come upright. Shoulders come over the hips. Again, keep reaching through that left arm and dropping through the right ear. And then slowly, slowly lower that arm down as if you were moving through a pot of honey. Until those fingertips come once again to touch the earth. And the right hand helps the head back up to neutral. Inhale, sit up here. Exhale, take your forward fold. Let the back round, let the head be heavy. Nice. And then inhale and walk yourself up. From here, we're going to make our way onto our hands and our knees into a tabletop position. So however it works for you to get there, go ahead and meet me there. Set your pillow or your prop or whatever it is you have aside. And then stack your shoulders up above the wrists and the hips up above the knees. And then take your right hand and just flip it over so that the fingernails are on the mat, fingers pointing towards you. Gently send the backs of the fingers on the mat, the back of the hand on the mat, as much as feels comfortable. This should not hurt your wrist, so only go as far as feels okay. And then depending on the flexibility, you might sit back even a little bit on that wrist. Beautiful. And then just flick out that hand and we'll shake it out and switch. Take the left fingertips, or fingernails rather, backs of the fingers, back of the hand, and maybe sit back. And then flick out the hand, shake out the hand, set them down. Spin your biceps forward. Take an inhale, let your tailbone rise, let your heart extend forward and the crown of the head extend forward and up. Cat-cows. Exhale and round into your cat back. Pressing the earth away from you, pulling the navel up to your spine. Big breath to the back body. Inhale, open the front of the body. Exhale and round. Inhale and arch. One more round. Exhale and round. This time, inhale, come neutral. Hug your ribs in and your belly in. So your core is drawing to the midline. And then imagine that you're scooping out peanut butter from a jar with your rib cage. So circle out the ribs, trying to touch every side of that jar or whatever kind of butter you like. And go the other way. Or maybe it's the honey pot. Good. And then neutral the spine. From here, anchor through the whole hand. So not just in the weight of the heels of the hands, but through the fingertips and the knuckles. Go ahead and send your right foot back. Take the toes on the floor, press into the heel of your foot and open the whole back of the leg here. Breathe all the way from the arch of the foot into the Achilles tendon, up through the calf, the back of the knee, the back of the leg. Good. And then shift your left hip right over your left knee and try and lift that right leg up. Spin the hip down, pull the belly and the ribs in. Extend out through that right leg. Good. And then exhale and set that knee down. From here, take your left toes back. Press into the heel. Open up the whole back of the left leg. Biceps still spinning forward. Ribs and belly still drawing in. Neck long, spine long. And then shift yourself back forward so shoulders land over the wrists and hip over the knee and lift that left leg up. Spin the hip down, pull the belly and the ribs in. And then exhale and set that knee down. From here, walk the hands out in front of you. Tent up onto the fingertips if that works for your hands. Spin the biceps up. Drop your heart and your forehead to the earth for a little puppy pose. Hips are going to stay over the knees for this first version. Wrapping the biceps up, the triceps in, pressing into your fingertips or the palms of your hands, whatever is down, and breathing into the upper back. And then on the exhale, let the palms drop down to the earth. Let the hips slide all the way back to your heels. And then lift up a little bit so you can widen your knees apart. Big toes stay touching. And then inhale and walk your hands back out in front of you so you're in this wide knee child's pose. Just enough so that your belly, your ribs, your torso can kind of snuggle in between your thighs. And then walk your hands out and over to the right till you feel that left side stretching. Take a big inhale in your left side. Open up the ribs, balloon the breath into the rib cage. And then on the exhale, feel that left shoulder draw towards the earth. Feel the left ribs roll towards the earth, the left waist, and the left hip and sit bone anchor down. And then another big inhale into your left ribs. And exhale, melt everything down. And then inhale and walk through center and over to the left. Inhale, stretches out that right side body. Your arms are walking away from you. Your breath is ballooning into the ribs. And then as you exhale, you're melting that shoulder down, the ribs, the waist, the hips, and the sit bone anchor. Take another inhale, balloon into the ribs. And exhale, melt. And then inhale, bring yourself back to center. Lift back up to your tabletop. From here, set your elbows down and the forearms come diagonal with the palms touching right in front of your head, basically. Elbows are just about shoulder distance, slightly narrower. Again, hips are going to stay over the knees. Elbows are going to walk forward of the shoulders so that your heart can drop and your head can drop. And then maybe your forearms and fingertips face the ceiling or reach up to the ceiling. Imagine that you're squeezing something between your elbows, so there's some energy there. Energy in the palms. And if this doesn't feel good or it feels like too much, you can return to the previous puppy pose. Go ahead and release the forearms and hands down. Slide your hips back to your heels again. Go ahead and keep the knees together for this one. Take one arm at a time back behind you into your embryo pose. And then from here, you're going to roll yourself up to kneeling and stand up on your knees. From here, curl your toes under. Try and sit on the heels for maybe 3 breaths or maybe a half of a breath, depending on your feet. You can also stay upright. You can have a block. So there should be absolutely no pain in the knees. For some of you, this is not going to feel very good on the feet, but try it for a breath. Spread out your toes so that even the pinky toe gets to be on the floor. One more breath here. And then inhale. Stand up on the knees again. Uncurl the toes. Good. From here, inhale, sweep both arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the right foot forward. So options are to have something to set your hands on and bring it forward so you can have your hands down and bring that foot up. Or arms can be up and you can work that balance, step that right foot forward. Whatever works. Okay? Once you have that foot forward, anchor it down and anchor through the back shin, and then imagine you're trying to touch that front heel and back knee towards one another. So they're kind of squeezing towards one another. The inner thighs are squeezing towards one another, and the outer hips are squeezing towards one another. The belly's squeezing and the ribs are squeezing. So everything's drawing into the midline to help create this stability and this balance here. Good. Nice low lunge. From here, we're going to take the hands behind us and interlace. Roll the shoulders back and reach the knuckles back and just open across your chest. Stay upright in your torso. Stay engaged in your core and in your lower body. And come to that breath. Steady gaze, steady breath, steady mind. Release the hands to the sacrum. From here, set your right hand to your right thigh. Set your left hand on the block or on the floor under your shoulder. Inhale, get your spine long here, and you might stay right here, or you might start to spin your right shoulder open. Again, you might stay here, or you might reach your right arm to the sky. You might stay here, or you might curl the left toes under and lift the knee. Make sure that right knee is over the ankle and that right hip is drawing back and in. So any of the versions that feel good. And then exhale and set that right hand down. Let's set it actually inside the right foot. Heel toe the foot out to the right just like an inch or so. Send your left knee way back behind your hip. And if it's not there, just curl the toes under, pick it up, heel back, reach back, okay? So you want to be long from your front heel to your back knee now. Wrists under the shoulders, heart forward, shoulders back. Lift the heart. This is going to be plenty for some of you, or for a lot of you. Some of you might want to drop down onto your elbows, and that's fine. You can take the elbows down onto the floor. Try to keep that knee hugging in towards your shoulder. And breathing wherever you are. If you're on your elbows, come up. Go ahead and start to walk your hands back as you shift that back hip to land right over the knee. Take the right hand back outside the right foot and heel toe that right foot back in line with your hip. And then go ahead and straighten out the leg and flip the toes up. Left hip's landing right over the left knee. Blocks, books, water bottles are nice here to have a little bit more stability. If your hands don't quite reach for the earth, that's fine. Draw that kneecap back as you draw your heart forward. Good. And then slide that heel back a little bit so you get a little bit shorter and bend the knee again. And inhale, come back up, right where we started in our lunge. Now exhale, pull the belly and get strong. Bring that right knee back. Switch sides. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, bring that left foot forward. So again, front foot, back, shin drawing towards one another as the pelvic floor, the low belly, the heart, and the crown all lift. Take the hands. Switch up your class this time so it feels a little awkward. Interlace, roll the shoulders back, and then extend the knuckles back. Keep that action in the lower body even as we start to bring our upper body into the picture. Breathe across the collarbones. Breathe across the back of the neck. Beautiful. Release the hands to the sacrum. Inhale, stretch them up. On the exhale, left hand to the left thigh, right hand under the right shoulder. Inhale, get long here. You might even slide your right knee back a little bit. Start to spin your left shoulder open, and again, you might stay here, or that left arm might reach for the sky as well. There's still action in that back foot and front foot. You can stay here, or you might curl those toes under and lift the knee. Make sure the left knee stays over the left ankle, and the back of the right thigh is lifting if you have the knee off the ground. And if you don't, no big deal. And then exhale, set the left hand right inside the left foot and heel toe that left foot out to the left a little bit. Just enough so that your left wrist can come under your shoulder, keep the toes forward. Now if your right knee needs to extend back, curl the toes under, send it back. Left knee stays over the ankle, heart reaches forward, shoulders draw back. You can stay right here. This might be plenty of stretch. Or you might drop down onto your elbows. You choose what feels appropriate for you today in this moment. Stay with the breath. Focused breath, focused gaze. Relax the jaw, relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Where can you let go and still maintain? If you're down to the elbows, go ahead and walk up to the hands. Start to walk your hands back as you shift your hips back, and then heel toe that left foot back in line with the left knee and or left hip and straighten it. Peel the toes back towards you, kneecap back towards you, and then inhale and extend your heart in the crown of the head forward. Hinging is at the hips, spine is long, neck is long. Breath is deep and fluid. From here, shift the hips back a little bit so that front heel can slide back and the knee can bend back into that stability, and inhale, rise right where we started. And then exhale, set that left knee down. Release the hands down. Either curl the toes under or not. Sit back on the heels or stay upright depending on your knees. Just take a moment and close your eyes. We're going to come to standing next. Open the eyes. Set the hands down. If you have a way to stand up that feels most comfortable, feel free to take that. Otherwise, try and curl those toes under. Roll over your feet. Use your hands, use your blocks or books or whatever you have for support here, and start to lift the hips up. Sitting up, the feet hip distance and parallel, soften the knees. Take an inhale, slide your hands up to your thighs and extend your heart forward so your spine gets parallel to the floor. And then exhale, soften the knees and let your torso rest right on your thighs and your arms hang to the floor or rest on the floor of your blocks and your head heavy. Let's do that again. Hands to the thighs. Inhale, extend your heart forward. Feel everything draw to the midline. Get really long here. And then exhale and fold in. Maybe your knees start to get a little bit straighter. Maybe not. One more time. Hands to the thighs. Inhale, extend forward. And exhale, fold back in. This time, bend the knees. Draw the belly in. Keep the knees bent in the belly in as you roll to stand one vertebrae at a time. The head coming up last. The shoulders rolling back and down. Go ahead and spin the palms forward and close the eyes for a moment. Now feeling your feet on the earth. Feeling into that foundation in the feet, that tripod in each of the feet. You can even rock yourself a little front to back and side to side until you feel where you have that even weight, where you have that rooting down into the earth. And then once you have that, feel that rising up from the arches, the kneecaps, pelvic floor, belly, heart, and crown. Standing up tall. And then go ahead and sweep the eyes open, sweep the arms up so the whole side body gets nice and long here. Good. And then exhale, bring the hands to Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. This is where you might want your chair. So you're going to take your weight into your right foot and your right hand holding the chair, and you're going to bring the left knee up. And then you're going to interlace the hand, or you can interlace both hands if you're not using the chair. If you are, just hold the knee with your left hand, hold the chair with your right hand. Good. Circle out this ankle again. Good. Now, we're going to take the knee out to the left and open up. Now, for those that might want to use a strap, you could have the strap around the ball of the foot and straightening out the leg. You could have the strap around the ball of the foot and open it out to the side. So these are options, or you could be holding the big toe. I'm just doing this for sake of not getting the strap. But you have that option if you want to try it with the strap. Otherwise, knee bent is beautiful. Okay, we're going to take about 3 more breaths here. You're lifting out of that right hip. You're anchoring into that tripod in that right foot. Go ahead and bring that knee back to front. Now, this is where it's going to get tricky if you're holding a chair here. You may need to set your foot down and turn around. And we're going to take this right hand and grab onto that left knee now. The right hand can now, maybe there's a wall or a chair on the other side of you, or you've turned around. Then, or you might be holding the strap and have the leg extended. That's great too. Okay, so knee's gonna stay forward or foot's gonna stay forward. But you're gonna inhale, stand up tall, and as you exhale, you're gonna rotate your arm and reach it behind you. Maybe even take your gaze back there. So now your lower body's facing forward, but your upper body is rotating. Beautiful. Bring your gaze back forward. Bring your arm back forward. From here, you're going to set this lifted leg to the outside of your standing leg so that the outer edges of the feet are next to one another. Good. Breathe here for a moment. And then on the inhale, take the arms up. Interlace the hands and flip the palms up. And then reach over to the left. Press the left hip, right hip out. Inhale back to center, release the arms. Shift the weight now into this left foot, bring that right knee up. Again, so you've either switched sides, you're in a different area, you have the wall at this, knowing that you might need it on the other side. Right hand's grabbing that knee, circle out the ankle. Again, you can use the strap and have the leg extended with the strap around the ball of the foot. All options. Then, open that knee out to the right, lift up out of this left hip and breathe here. Again, you can be holding the big toe or you can be holding the strap. Steady breaths. And if you fall, no big deal. Just try not to hurt yourself. Come back around to the front. It's all part of it. That gives our body information when we stumble out of a pose. Go ahead and switch. Take that left arm now around the right knee. Take an inhale, stand up tall, and as you exhale, start to rotate your chest to the right and your right arm back behind you. And then inhale and unwind, gaze forward, arm forward. Take this lifted leg, step it to the outside. Inhale, find your balance here, standing on these legs. Take the arms up. Now, and if you aren't feeling super balanced, you can have the feet just hip distance, or you can step that back foot back, even gives you a little bit more stability. Flip the palms up to the sky, reach up and over to the right. Inhale, back to center, release the arms, release the legs. Go ahead and just pedal out the feet here. From here, inhale, take both arms up, let the knees or the feet be hip distance and parallel, and exhale, fold forward. Couple of options here. Have something to rest your hands on. Bend your knees as much as you need to, or you can even take your hands into the elbows and let your upper body just hang heavy here. Okay. From here, let your hands come down to the floor and heel toe your feet wide so that the heels are in line and the toes are forward. Take the hands under the shoulders. Feel free to use books or blocks, whatever you might need here. Squeeze your inner thighs together and your kneecaps up. Take your right hand right under the heart and inhale, float your left arm up. Good, now lift that right hip a little bit. And on the exhale, you're going to take this lifted arm, this left arm, and thread it through and see if it can grab the outer right calf, ankle, shin, maybe thigh, but not the side of the knee, ideally below the knee. Walk this right arm even further out in front of you. Take an inhale, get long in your spine, and then on the exhale, maybe roll under that arm. Any amount that feels good. And if that doesn't feel good, then you're just staying right here, neutral with that upper body. That's fine too. That's where we'll meet up. Go ahead and unwind. Set that left hand out in front of you. Both hands are walking forward and up onto your fingertips. Take a big inhale through the nose and exhale, let it out the mouth. Ha. Good. From here, set the left hand under the heart, get long in your spine, and inhale, float your right arm up to the sky. And then on the exhale, belly in, rotate, thread that right arm between the arm and your body for the outer left shin. Walk your left arm out in front of you. Big inhale, get long in your spine, and exhale, twist under. Beautiful. And then release that right arm to meet the left. Separate them. Shoulder distance. Big inhale through the nose. Get long. Exhale out the mouth. Ha. Walk the hands back in under the shoulders. Start to heel toe the feet back together until they're just about hip distance, slightly wider. Toes out, heels in. Sit into a squat. Now, if your knees don't like this, sit on something or sit all the way to the ground, which is where we'll be going. If your knees are okay with it, thumbs to your heart. Crown of the head to the sky, seat to the earth. And we're going to help ourselves to seated. Take one or both hands behind you and help yourself sit. Go ahead and extend the legs out in front of you and just shake them out. And then either help yourself to lie on the ground with the use of your hands or extend your arms long and roll yourself down one vertebrae at a time, extending through the legs, drawing in through the belly, and come all the way down. Take an inhale, stretch the arms up overhead, stretch the toes long, and then exhale and hug the knees in. Rock side to side. From here, take the knees wide into your shoulders and rock side to side here. And then come neutral and slide the hands to the back of the thighs and let the soles of the feet face the ceiling. And you might stay here. Or maybe you take your hands onto your calves, or maybe you take the arms to the inside of the thighs or knees and grab for the outsides of the feet for happy baby. You can stay still or you can rock yourself side to side. And then go ahead and release your feet to the floor. Bring them together. Let the knees open wide. Let the arms just come into a loose cactus or rest on your belly or on your thighs or down by your side. We're going to come back into that controlled Ujjayi breath. Inhaling for 6, holding for 2, but this time we're going to exhale for 8 and hold for 2 again. So wherever you are, exhale all of the breath. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold full. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Last one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause, full. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, empty. Return to your fluid, normal breath. If you haven't already, extend the legs and the arms and make your way into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Take whatever props you want to support your body here. Find a place where you can comfortably rest. Returned by M. Claire. Our frailty is our humanity, our courage, our compass. If you've not yet been broken open by your perfect humanness, been turned inside out by a loss, drifted like seawood, if you've only just realized that you are fallible, fragile, then there is a tremendous amount of meaning that has been lost. But if you have suffered yourself enough, been split by self-pity, by stubbornness and pride, then all that was lost is returned to your heart, whole, unopened, blameless, free. If you wish to stay in Shavasana, stay just as you are. If you're ready to begin transitioning, just start by deepening your breath. Beginning to feel the rise and fall of the belly once again. Beginning to feel your body as it rests here on the earth, being completely held and supported. Let your intention wash back over you, come back into your heart and into your mind's eye. That feeling of presence, that power of the breath. And then when you're ready, let some movement come back into the body. Moving in whatever way feels good until eventually one hand comes to rest on the heart and one comes to rest on the belly, or perhaps both on the heart. Send yourself love and gratitude, compassion and respect. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we be awakened to the light of our true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing and kindness for all beings. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.